actually. Okay. So this is Coby's Roadmap to Success video. And the Guardians contacted us so we could help him work on nipping and being able to be good when he's playing with the kids. So one of the first things that I want to mention is to watch the video above this one on how to get him to play and have good rules with the kids. Another thing, so just a couple of like dog training tips, we talked about getting a playpen. So the playpen can be used when the kids are horsing around and it's a time period when he might be likely to nip at them, or if they're playing tag in the backyard, like laser tag. They're gonna be in the video. That's okay. But anyway, so pretty much we want to make sure that he doesn't get the opportunity to start nipping, because one of the worst things that can happen is put him in a position where he can't be successful. And dogs have habits just like people do. So remember that to help him break the habit, we want to put him in a position to be successful, meaning that we're using rules to play games with him so he's not going to start nipping, like the chase game, to play fetch and to play with the ball back and forth. And then other time periods, we're going to be teaching him to kind of go into his playpen or be nice and calm during play sessions, so that way he doesn't start nipping. If he does start nipping, we want to end playing immediately. So you want to start either stand up, the very first time he starts nipping. So if he is going after your arm a little bit, kind of biting at your arm, stop immediately. If he is even kind of air biting, that's a time to calm down, have the kids stop, put their arms up like this and stand still. If he still is kind of engaging, you can put him in the playpen or put him in there proactively if the kids are going to do something where you know that that's going to be a time period where he'd most likely start nipping. Use the escalating consequences to disagree with him. Remember, you can practice the exercise of putting something on the table, like a treat, and then use the escalating consequences to teach him that he's not allowed to jump up on the table. That'll also help you. Hey, bud, you're gonna end up being on the camera. So do you mind stopping? Thank you. Okay, awesome, thank you. So, where was I with that one, with the rules? So we want to use escalating consequences to teach rules and boundaries. So if there's a treat on the table, it's teaching him to, one, not take food off the table, but two, not to take other items like cell phones or any other items that you guys have, because then it doesn't become a game of chase. Now, if he were to get something, grab a treat and teach him to drop it. So the closer you get the treat to his nose, when he does drop the item, say drop and then give him the treat. You're not rewarding him for taking the item, you're rewarding him for dropping whatever it is, and then he's not in the leadership position or power position where he's the one directing your behavior by having you chase him around the house. Because he's fast, so he'll probably get a good game of chase out of it. So we want to help you stop that. You can also create personal boundaries by using those escalating consequences to create a bit of a bubble. And then when he sits, use our petting with a purpose technique where you pet him for sitting and being a good boy. We want to be keeping him off the furniture for a minimum of 30 days, or at least until he gets to the point where you feel like he's made a huge change and he's where you want him to be. If he were to start to regress, back off the furniture. And then it should be furniture with permission. Have him sit first, and then you invite him up on the furniture. It shouldn't ever go back to him just jumping on the furniture on his own. So that way he's always looking to you guys for direction, and he's building that self-control. Other rules that we put in place was, remember to have him sit before going outside and back inside. And learning how to be nice and calm. You can use the structured walk. Remember, we use that with the martingale collar, and you can go to doggonepromise.com, click on dog training tips, and search for structured walk. And then you can see different tutorials on how to go about doing that in case you forget some of the rules, or how to go about putting the martingale collar on with a leash setup. So that's there for your use. And let's see, other rules that we had: no furniture, no jumping on you guys. Oh, remember that every time you pet him, you're rewarding his behavior. So if he were to jump up on you and you pet him, you're essentially saying, good job, do that again. And you don't want that. So you want to make sure that he's nice and calm before you pet him. If you're just coming home, make sure that he's nice and calm when you let him outside. Don't have him come barging through the house. If he does, whatever energy he has outside, he'll bring inside with him. So wait for him to calm down, ask him to sit before coming back inside, and then you'll have much calmer behavior. And if necessary, leave the room. If he starts nipping at you and you don't have the playpen set up, or for whatever reason you can't use it, or he's in the bedroom with one of the kids, they could walk out of the bedroom quickly if he starts nipping at them. That way they have control. They're not chasing him or telling him no. They leave him, and then they're removing themselves, and that's his punishment, to say like no nipping. It equals no fun for him. All right, and then last, I want to remind you that everything you do trains your dog, only sometimes you mean it.
Good.
Yeah.